From Messi's unbelievable empty net miss to Neymar's penalty that went into orbit, these are the 10 most embarrassing penalty kicks in football history.
Wait for it. Here it comes.
Kicking things off with a moment that left the football world stunned.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
A penalty miss from Lionel Messi himself. In 2015, against Manchester City, with the clock ticking into stoppage time, Messi had the chance to bury the game and send Barcelona into the Champions League quarterfinals. The stage was set, the cameras were rolling, everyone expected the usual magic. But what followed was pure chaos. Messi stepped up and missed. Not just the penalty, he missed the rebound too. A double miss from the man we thought was flawless. Joe Hart saved the penalty, but the rebound came straight back to Messi. An empty net. The GOAT.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Messi somehow managed to hit the ball wide of a completely open goal. The man who scored over 800 career goals. Even his teammates couldn't believe what they just witnessed. Barcelona still advanced, but Messi looked absolutely devastated. For the greatest of all time, this was pure nightmare fuel. And speaking of nightmares, this next penalty went straight to the stands. Raheem Sterling stepped up for the first penalty of a crucial EFL Cup quarter-final shootout against Leicester in 2018. The pressure was on, and Sterling decided to go for a cheeky panenka. Instead of floating it over the keeper, he absolutely launched it into the stratosphere.
And they score Manchester City's second penalty. He's flipped it over as well. Well, when they go.
Even Pep Guardiola was left speechless on the sideline. It's one thing to miss a penalty, but to miss it by sending it straight to the fans, that's special. But at least Sterling's penalty left the stadium. This next attempt barely left the penalty spot. Ademola Lookman had the chance to equalise for Fulham against West Ham in 2020 at the end of the match and help his team who was fighting against relegation. And he decided to attempt what might be the weakest panenka in football history. The keeper didn't even move. He just stood there wondering if Lookman was actually trying to score or just practicing his passing.
Talo!
When you attempt a panenka, you need to at least make the keeper think about diving. This was so soft that the goalkeeper probably wondered if Lookman was feeling okay. And if you think that's embarrassing, wait until you see what this Manchester City legend did. Sergio Aguero was Manchester City's penalty hero for years, but in 2021 against Chelsea, he decided to try something cute. With City leading 1-0, Aguero thought, you know what? Let me try a panenka. Edouard Mendy just stood there like a statue and watched the ball float gently into his arms.
Holy Jesus. What is that?
Sergio Aguero, can he give City a 2-goal lead? Oh no!
Mendy didn't even flinch. He just caught it like someone had tossed them their car keys. The embarrassment was so thick you could cut it with a knife. But that panenka looks like a masterpiece compared to this next penalty that defied physics.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Neymar stepped up for Brazil against Colombia in 2012, and what happened next defied every single law of physics. The ball flew so far over the crossbar that it probably hit someone walking outside the stadium.
You serious?
We're talking about a penalty that went into orbit.
Now, 10 minutes remaining. Brazil with a chance to lead. Oh my goodness!
For a player with Neymar's technical ability, this was just shocking. The man can rainbow flick over 3 defenders, but apparently hitting the target from 12 yards is too much to ask. This next penalty barely qualified as a shot. Mauro Icardi had the perfect setup against Istanbulspor in 2023. Kerem Aktürkoğlu played the perfect Messi-Suarez trick, tapping it to Icardi with the keeper completely floored and helpless. All Icardi had to do was tap it in. Instead, he somehow managed to shank it wide of an open goal. The keeper was literally lying on the ground watching the ball fly past the post like, did this guy just miss an empty net? Icardi's confidence must have been shattered after this disaster. But even that embarrassment is nothing compared to what happened to this England legend.
I don't like where this is going.
David Beckham was supposed to be the golden boy of English football, but in the 2004 Euro quarter-final against Portugal, he reminded everyone that penalties are the devil's work for England. When it mattered most, Becks launched his penalty so high. England lost the shootout, because of course they did, and Beckham's excuse? He blamed the turf. The turf? Mate, you've been playing on grass your entire life. But at least Beckham's penalty was just a miss. This next penalty was so bad, it literally ended someone's career. In the 2019 Copa Sudamericana, Benrix Par stepped up for the Independiente Campo Grande in a crucial shootout against La Equidad. The pressure was on, and Power decided to go for the ultimate disrespect move. You guessed it, a panenka. But instead of floating it gently over the keeper, he basically gift-wrapped it and delivered it straight to the goalkeeper's chest.
La escena la protagonizan el venezolano Parra y el colombiano Novoa. Sin marca Independiente, igual a las acciones, luces, cámara, y la picó pero muy mal.
The miss was so embarrassing that his own club said, "No, we can't have this guy representing us," and fired him immediately after the match. Imagine being so bad at your job that one penalty kick gets you unemployed. But even getting fired is nothing compared to this next penalty that broke the internet. Amir Sud thought he was about to score for Al Ahly against Kima Aswan in the 2011 Egyptian Cup. Instead, he gave us what might be the most pathetic penalty attempt ever recorded. This man did a stutter run-up, tripped over his own feet, barely made contact with the ball, and then watched it roll gently into the goalkeeper's arms.
أمير يسدد أمير ولكن سقوط أمير على.
The referee looked at this disaster and was like, that was so bad, it has to be illegal, and booked him for an illegal feint. So not only did he miss the penalty, he got a yellow card for being terrible at football. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The worst penalty in football history. Martin Palermo didn't just miss one penalty against Colombia in the 1999 Copa America, he missed 3 in the same match. What? The first one flew over the bar, the second hit the post, and the third was saved by the keeper. This performance was so historically bad that it earned Palermo a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most penalties missed in a single match. It was like watching a comedy show, except Palermo wasn't trying to be funny. The man turned penalty kicks into a hat-trick of failures. Damn! This is why we love football. It's completely unpredictable, and even the best players can have their worst moments when it matters most. But penalties might be unpredictable, but they're nothing compared to the most incredible saves ever made. Tune in to our next video to find out the 10 most beautiful saves in football history.